Hello everyone, my name is Anita. I am the kitchen organizer, and today I'm going to be showing you how I spent 54,000 Naira buying local items from a local market personal shopper who sources her things from Lagos and all around Nigeria. So I'm first going to show you an array of all the items I bought, and then I will give you an in-depth details into the quantity and the prices. So first we have our onions. So as you can see, I have a bag of onions. I have some bell peppers, some shombo, some red peppers, and then I also have some okra in the small bag below. I also got this gorgeous basket of tomatoes, and I'll explain to you in a moment why I'm calling them gorgeous, or why I'm calling it a gorgeous basket of tomatoes. But I got this basket of tomatoes from her as well, and then I got some food condiments that I'm going to be showing you in a moment. I got some beans, I got some ofada peppers, or green rodo as they call it in the market. I also got some crayfish. I got some stockfish fillet, that's what's tied in the bag. I also got some dry fish that you can see over there as well. Sorry, I'm struggling to focus. And then I got this bag of condiments as well as potatoes and other things that I will break down in a very short while. So stay with me if you want to know how I spent my money, and be sure to tell me if it's well worth my while. So let's start by emptying up this bag. I'll bring everything out of the bag one by one, and I'll let you know in the caption the quantity, and I'll explain pretty much, my idea behind buying that quantity of it. So you can see it's a big bag, it's a really heavy bag, and we are unboxing or unbagging it together as at when I shot this video. So I was equally as surprised or not at some of the quantities that I was bringing out. So the first thing I brought out is the ginger. So this is meant to be half a pint of ginger, if I remember correctly. Yes, half a pint bucket of ginger, and this is what it looked like. I bought it in this quantity so I could blend some and keep, because ginger can keep for a while. So I could blend some and probably dry some as well and keep. And the next thing I bought, I'm bringing out of this bag, is the garlic. So I bought about a mesh of garlic, and I was somewhat surprised about the quantity, but then again not really. So they call these type of garlic, or this type of garlic, imported garlic, and typically in my area I would buy one of it for 100 Naira. But I noticed that in the last 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, they've been trying to sell 3 to me for 500 and 1 for 200. So they were trying to say that it was more expensive in the market. So I decided to buy it when I was doing my bulk shopping. But I bought about 19 pieces of garlic for about 2,800 if I remember correctly. So that would mean that the price has actually increased, because if I were getting it at about 100 Naira or cheaper, it would definitely have cost me less than the price that I bought it for. So what do you guys think? Do you think it was worth it? Is garlic cheaper in your area? Because when I counted and I saw 19, I'm like, wait a minute, this is definitely expensive. But considering the fact that they are also increasing the prices here around my area, I figured out that maybe that's actually what is going on. Maybe garlic is actually really more expensive. Now the next item took me by surprise. And I know that Irish potatoes are generally more expensive than sweet potatoes. I just really underestimated how much more expensive, or maybe it just had something to do with my shopping trip. I don't know. Typically around my area, for a fact, sweet potatoes are considerably, cheaper than Irish potatoes. But would you believe that I got this bag of Irish potatoes that you're looking at for 2,000 Naira? It may not seem like a big deal yet. It felt okay to me first, until I got my sweet potato bag, or the bags of sweet potato, for the same price, and it was almost 3 times the size. So I got these potatoes that you can see for 2,000 Naira, And when you compare it to what I get around my area, it was slightly cheaper, because I would get like maybe a shade or a portion of it for 500 naira, and it's usually not up to a quarter of that. But then I got this bag of potato, wait for it, this bag of potato and another bag of potato, of sweet potatoes, for 2,000 naira, the same price that I got the Irish potatoes for. The comparison is unmatched. You will not believe it when I lay it out side by side. So this is everything that was in the first bag of sweet potatoes I just showed you. And the second bag was equally as much as this, as you can see. So in my head, I'm assuming that they sold each bag for about 1,000 naira. And this is 2,000 naira worth of sweet potatoes. So would you believe that this cost the same price as the Irish potatoes I initially showed you? Putting them side by side, the comparison, like I said, is unmatched. And maybe now it has given me a clearer perspective of, Irish potatoes and sweet potatoes and how they cost them. So the next item I'm going to be showing you are my yams. I bought 2 tubers of yams, and I bought one for 1,000 naira. It wasn't a big tuber of yam. It was somewhere around my forearm, probably from like half of my palm to my elbow. And I got 2 tubers for 1,000 naira each, for 2,000 naira. And I felt like it was a fair price, because around my area you would typically get yam for like 1,800 to 2,000, although it would be bigger than this. But I prefer them smaller, so I don't get to open them and keep them open for a long period of time. That's basically everything that was in that big bag. So my garlic, my ginger, my yams, my sweet potatoes, and my Irish potatoes. Let's move on to the other items here. We're going to start with our beans. I bought a paint bucket of beans. So it's typically called paint bucket in the market, but it can also be called custard bucket. I got honey beans because I like it. I like to use it for my porridge, my moi moi, my akara, and all sorts. So basically, it's really sweet, like honey. So that's why I got that. I equally got some peppers as well. I got some dry peppers, Cameroon and red pepper. So everything was blended already in the market. I'm not sure if they bought it and blended it or if they bought it dry like that. But this is what it looks like. I'll put the quantities at the prices at the end of the video. I equally got some stockfish fillet. So I'm going to open this to show you what it looks like. Typically, we don't really eat a lot of dry fish in my house, but I like it for the taste. So instead of buying the head and all of those things that occupy space in the pot, I just buy the fish, so at least you can chew it. I also bought half a paint bucket of crayfish. I already showed you what paint bucket looks like, so half of that is what I got for my crayfish. And then I got some smoked catfish. I got a portion of smoked catfish, which was 2,500, and when they delivered it to me, it came in as 5 pieces. Personally, I think that it was a good bargain, because around my area they sell one tiny piece for about 600 naira. And trust me, when I mean tiny, I mean tiny. And I got 5 for 2,500, and it was slightly bigger, so that made more sense to me. I equally got some curry leaves that I eventually regretted buying. I got 2 portions of curry leaves, and it was a lot when it came, and I wasn't sure how to store it, so I ended up blending it and putting it in the freezer, but I didn't particularly like the smell when I blended them. Now I got some green rodo peppers as well, because I wanted to make ofada. These 2 bags of green rodo peppers cost 500 naira, so I'm not mad at that at all, because if I were to buy it in my area, I'll probably buy 1 bag for 500 naira, so I'm not even going to complain about the price at all. I got those 2 bags for 500 naira. I just asked for 500 naira worth of green rodo, and that was what was given to me. So quickly moving on to the other items. On the other side of the floor, we have our onions. So this was supposed to be 20 liters of onions, and I wasn't sure why it was measured in liters, unlike every other thing that was measured in baskets or bags, but they called it 20 liters of onions. I'm going to bring it out, you're going to see. They were actually pretty big bulbs of onions, but they called it 20 liters, and that was a heavy bag, not a full bag, but a pretty heavy bag. and yeah, it had quite a lot of onions in it, and that's what they call 20 liters. Then we had our large bell peppers, aka tatashe, and I got 1/4 bag of tatashe, and that's what it looks like. It's a big bag. The bag is bigger than my arm, or longer than my arm, so it was fair enough. Then I got half a basket of shombo, and it shocked me that shombo was actually more expensive than tatashe, because for half a bag or basket, that's what I got. It's not a small bag, but it's smaller than the tatashe. Then I got the red Scotch bonnet, and guess what? It wasn't just one bag. It was actually 2 bags of red Scotch bonnet. And at least now I have a fair pricing of how, the reds go as regards to pricing. So now I figured out that shombo is pretty expensive as opposed to the red Scotch bonnet, so it was good for me. Then I got some okra. So in the list I saw okra for 500 naira, and I just clicked on that. I was guessing that was one portion, so I just picked that, and that's what I got. I think that was fair enough. Now let's talk about my tomatoes. So there's a reason why I've been raving about these tomatoes. They are called Ghanaian tomatoes, and on this my journey I realized that there are 2 kinds of tomatoes. Can you see the basket? It's not the general big basket that we're used to. So they are Hausa tomatoes and they are Ghanaian tomatoes. Ghanaian tomatoes are supposedly quality tomatoes from top to bottom of the basket, so no mashed or bad ones in there. Hausa tomatoes, on the other hand, have the bottom of the basket mostly bad or mashed, and that's what typically restaurants and whatnot buy. But if you've been reading the circular going on around, you realize that you don't want to be consuming bad tomatoes. They are bad for your kidney, they can cause cancer, and you just don't want them in your system. Now, in a full basket of Ghanaian tomatoes, you get 10 paint buckets of tomatoes. So I bought half a basket, which was basically 5 paint buckets. And that's what I got with it. I loved it because when I eventually washed it, it was actually quality from top to bottom. There were barely any bad ones. So that's a recap of everything I bought. I took the liberty to, make close-up shots and put the prices as well, just to give you a clearer vision of what I got with the prices, or with the money that I spent. So I spent in total 54,250 naira, including delivery, and I was pretty happy with my purchase. I'm going to save this and see how long it lasts me. We typically are a family of 4 and a toddler, so let's see if it will last me out from now, September, till November, or even till the end of December, and I'll keep you guys posted. What do you think? Do you think my purchase made sense? Do you think I could have spent less, or do you think it was really good considering the prices of things in the market? I'm not mad at all, because I know how much I have saved by purchasing these things in bulk and purchasing them directly from the source. If you're interested in the lady who helped me, you can leave me a message in the comment section, and I would send you her details. And yeah, so basically that is everything. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like my video. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified when I post more videos. I intend to be doing more stuff like this, so please encourage me. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.